We have a very special guest in the studio, the founder of St. Louis Chess Club, Rex Sinquefield. Welcome to the show, Rex.
Thank you, Nazi. Nice to be here with the world's greatest sports commentators.
Along with one of the best guests we could possibly ever have,
Well,
Rex
no, I
Sinquefield.
mean, you probably had your best guest lined up and he couldn't make it. So you dragged me in off the street,
Replace
which
him.
that's okay.
That's
you know.
okay. Rex, congratulations. No, seriously, these national championships have been wonderful, and the compliments from the players, the gratefulness for the conditions, and for the nice prize funds. Rex, you've
Yeah, I'm
really
glad we were
making
able to
people-
up that this year. It's a
Yeah.
thing we got to keep doing every year.
Wow. You're
One of these
making
days I
very
better
happy.
get good enough to play myself.
So, Rex, have you been following this event? And do you
I
have
have
your...
been following it, yes. Don't ask me any questions about the games.
But do you have your favorites?
In the
do.
seniors.
I do, but I'm not allowed to say. I have to be officially neutral. Naturally, I
That's
want
fair.
you to win.
But I'm here.
Rex, we not just these national championships, but all the championships that the club has hosted over the years. That's the association, the prestige that you brought to the championships, but also to the clubs. Why is it such an integral factor? Why did you want St. Louis to host these championships?
Well, I'm glad to hear you think that I actually knew what I was doing. You know? I knew we wanted great tournaments. I just didn't realize how quickly it would happen. I remember the first dinner I had with some of the powers in St. Louis chess back then, who are no longer in chess, because I think they're probably gone to heaven. But I said, at one point in the dinner, I said, you know, I think we need a chess club. And a couple of them said, okay, let's start looking for space tomorrow.
Right.
Just like that. And
Wow.
we found it. We found the chess club space when we saw it.
Yeah.
It was broken down, but we said the location's perfect.
Ideal.
The building itself is beautiful.
Right.
And we were just very fortunate. And then we fell into terrific staff people
Yeah.
like Joy. She's absolutely the best organizer, the best manager
Mm-hmm.
in the world, next to you, as the greatest commentators.
Lovely.
But we were just very lucky how quickly things caught on.
And there we're seeing the outside of
Right.
the club. Of course, people go inside to play, but right now, Rex, and it's been an ongoing thing at the club, is the renovation. And the renovation looks spectacular. I've seen
It does.
a lot of the photos. They're really making great headway.
And I think we're going to be finished within 2 months,
Okay.
I hope.
I hope.
I think so.
Okay.
And we've got great events in October, great tournaments, you know. We've got,
Lined up, the U.S.
Oh, my
Championships.
goodness.
We
Yeah.
got the Grand Chess Tour.
we
all
have the
coming.
Grand Chess Tour, yes. And the Sinquefield Cup, St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Then, of course, the Grand Chess Tour finals will be in South America.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah. Why would they ever put it there? Sorry, Sao Paulo. I didn't mean that. I've been there, actually.
I like
then
it as well.
Chess 9LX, so
Yeah.
some extra special twist on that one that I'm not allowed to talk about. I've been reprimanded
Advised.
severely by Miss Joyous
Isn't it
what
right?
not to say, and then the U.S.
Here
Chess
are
Championships.
those upcoming events, and what's missing on that is actually the 16th of August is a very, very special date because that's also our gala. That's our once-a-year fundraiser.
Right.
And I know you, Rex, you love that because you get all of the top players in the world joining us at the gala. You got the silent auction, you get all of those and you get to raise a lot of money for some good causes.
It's a marvelous event. You know, we have so many hundreds of generous donors. And anybody out there that wants to donate, just remember, no amount is too large.
Or too small.
Rex, I also heard that the Chess the Musical is coming back to Broadway after 37 years. What do you think of that? Are you going to attend?
See how she does. She's so
very, very
cool. She slides it in
right.
there. What do you think of that? Are you going to go? Well, let me tell you, Nazi, how things work around here. I do what I'm told. That's the way it really works.
Yeah.
And so Miss Joyous Bray has said that, yeah, I think we should be going to watch Chess the Musical in New York. I go, well, okay, you know.
Well, you had a lot to do with that in bringing the musical here to St. Louis at the theater there at the Forest Park. That was just, it was like a week of
We
just
got to
wonderful.
attend.
Yeah, I got to
Yes.
go twice.
Yeah.
It's
I
wonderful.
just had
It was a marvelous event. I couldn't
truly-
believe how beautiful the music was.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that even though the Fisher-Spassky 72 match was the underlying motif,
Yeah.
and what was going on in the world struggle,
Right.
was the underlying motif. You never had heard mention of Spassky or Fisher,
yeah.
but yet they were the instigators of this.
Exactly.
And of course, at the end of October, we're going to have a special, I say, the most beautiful voice in the world
Yes.
will be
From Norway.
here from Norway. Her name is Sissel. I've seen her a lot on YouTube. I encourage everybody to go watch her.
the
And she will be performing in conjunction with and at the St. Louis Symphony,
Exactly.
which is a tremendous boost for them
Yeah.
and for her and for all of us.
Well, we're going to be surreptitiously celebrating your birthday around those parts, so you might be
can miss-
required to sing a happy birthday or two once or twice. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Rex, seriously, for me, one of the things that I absolutely love about the St. Louis Chess Club tournaments aside, and we host 300 tournaments a year, is the outreach programs. Especially, I know the first responders as something that's very dear to your heart, but also now we've reached 100,000 school children in the greater St. Louis area for the coaching.
Yeah.
My goodness, that is just something, I mean, it is really joyful, especially when you see the children's faces.
Yeah,
you show them a position and say, find the solution.
Well, and you know, we have
Yeah.
all of those police officers in attendance, the event we have down
Yes.
at Busch Stadium every year,
Yes.
inside with the kids playing the police officers. And I always tell them, it's so nice to see all of you officers, especially now that you're not standing alongside my car.
With a ticket citation in hand. We can be friends at last.
No, but that it is a program I'm especially proud of, and it was
Right.
due to all of you and to Joy and her people to put that together, and it gets bigger and better every year. And of course, we have two of our key security people, John Costello and Jason Simontachi, both former pitchers for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
So they have great connections. We have great connections because of them.
Yeah.
And I recently had dinner with the chief of police, and we talked about it, and he's very pleased
Nice.
with this program.
Nice. I remember it was one of the first time I walked into the St. Louis Chess Club, and it was a really beautiful logo of the St. Louis Chess Club, and I mentioned it to you in passing, and you said, yeah, I got the idea for that from the fire department.
That is true. That is absolutely true. And I've not been ashamed to tell it.
Right.
We were trying to figure out, we're all trying to figure out what kind of logo do we want for the style of print, everything we do. And I happened to be watching TV at home in Columbia, Missouri, my house there, and I saw a fire engine go by, and I looked at the door, and I said, that's it. I got it just like that. And if you look at any of the fire engines in St. Louis, in fact, I've discovered if you look at any of them anywhere, they all use the same script.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, steal from the best.
That's
a good,
right.
That's a good way. Rex, you've done so much. Thank you for all of that.
Thank you.
Looking forwards to the years ahead. I mean, we live in a world where AI is exploding, where everything is going everywhere. Your vision for the next few years?
World peace.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rex, for everything
Thank
you
you
do for
so
the
much.
chess world.
Thank
you
you,
for
Rex.
being with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we're going to jump into the game of Andy Woodward.